A warm good morning to all the participants. On behalf of Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Karpagam College of Engineering, I would like to welcome all the participants for the third day faculty development program on insight and trends in data analytics. And today is the third session. Our guest is Subramanian Anatharaman. He has completed his Bachelor of Technology in Information Technology from JPR Engineering College and a Master of Business Administration from Anna University. He is having 10 plus years of experience in IT. He is presently working as a passionate tester, QA test lead at HCL Technologies UK. His interest includes device testing, IoT, chatbot, artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, point of sale application, RFID testing, digital analytics, cloud AWS testing, and many more. He is specialized in software testing automation and Apache JMeter, RFID, robotics. So the data which it will be coming from a different end. So those data it should be tested, and today's the session is about that. And I would hand over the session to Subramaniam Anatharaman to handle this session.
Thank you, Dr. Prakash sir, for giving me this opportunity. I think my audio is audible to everyone?
Yeah, it's audible. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to thank everyone for joining this session, and I hope you all are safe and good. So let's begin with today's session. So let me share my screen. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can able to see. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the topic for today is testing trends in 2020, and the next session will be about startup thinking. So since we don't have a lot of student participants, so I would like to end the session a bit before as planned. So let's begin with today's session. So to give you an introduction about me, I completed BTech IT from JP Engineering College in 2010. And then I worked for a startup company called Cyber Technologies. And then I moved into a banking company called Royal Bank of Scotland, where I was testing for banking applications. And then I moved into Amazon. So in Amazon, I was taking care of all the digital testing in terms of Fire TV, Echo devices, and a lot more products in Amazon. And currently I'm working with HCL Technologies for past 4 years. So overall, I have around 10 years of experience in software testing. And if there are any queries and if you want to reach me, you can contact in this email ID. So what is software testing? Like software testing, we do it daily. Like each one of us do some kind of testing daily. So in terms of, let's say our mother will do some cooking, and before they serve the food, our mom used to test it, so whether the taste is good before serving to everyone. So that's also one kind of testing. And even if you are traveling, we'll just check the petrol, whether we have a sufficient petrol before we travel. So this is also some kind of testing. So testing is done in day-to-day activities. So my passion is to test, because I test a lot of products and to check whether the system is all working good. And to give a brief introduction about testing, the definition of testing is to check the requirements matches the client expectation, and if there are any errors or any defects, we need to identify before we go live. So in terms of testing, we have 4 different levels of testing. So one is unit testing. Unit testing is done by the developers. And next we'll move into integration testing. So in integration testing, we test about different varieties of application, whether it is able to integrate with a different application. And the next stage is the system testing, wherein we test all the system whether the performance, the security, and the usability is all okay. And the last stage of testing is the usability testing that is done by the client, user acceptance testing. So the client will do the user acceptance testing before accepting the product, before we launch into the market. So this is a brief definition about testing. And the career path of testing. So the career path is, once you move into a manual tester, you can progress into automation testing. You can write code to test the applications. So in terms of automation testing, there are a lot of products available in the market, and the top product currently is the Selenium automation. So what is Selenium automation is? Selenium automation is nothing but you can record these scripts in the browser. Let's take Firefox or Chrome, and then you can convert the script into different programming languages like Java or C Sharp or even Python. So once you have the script, you can do a data testing, or you can extract the data to test the application. So you can move into automation testing and then progress to test lead, and then you can be a head of the team or director of the testing team. So this is the testing career path. And importance of testing. So I have given the three different pictures in this slide because these are all important. Because the importance of testing is mainly, testing is time driven, because you will not have a lot of time to test. And the first image is the failed mission which is launched. So we put a lot of money and time and invest a lot of things in the satellite sector, and we can't have any failures, because once you have a failure, it is going to have a huge impact in your money and time. So you have to make sure that your product is good before you launch into the market. So this is the importance of testing. And the next one is the vaccinations. So currently we have a lot of vaccinations available for the COVID, but what we don't have is the testing, the proper testing, because we can't put a product into live before it is tested. So you have to make sure whether all the all the vaccination is good to your system and it is not affecting any other things. So it is mainly time driven. So you have to ensure whether the time and quality is met before you move into. And the next is the customer satisfaction. So I hope you are all recognize the popular figure is Elon Musk, because he has launched a lot of different mission, but it has all went to failure. And he has now learned a lot of lessons from it. And right now, the customer is satisfied. So you have to always make sure the customer is satisfied before you launch a product into live. And the next is the testing popular tools in the market. So there are different varieties of tools in the market. So one is to test the functionality of the test, and the other is to check the performance and security of the testing. So the popular tools in the market is Catalan Studio. So currently Catalan Studio is very top in the market, and along with Selenium WebDriver. So if you learn Selenium WebDriver and Catalan Studio, it is going to have a very huge trend in the market. And if you want to test the backend testing or a data testing, what you can do is you can use Postman. So Postman, you can do a backend kind of testing just to check all the interfaces and integration are working. And if you are very much interested in the security testing, you can check the burp suit. So burp suit is mainly used to check the security, because we have a lot of vulnerabilities in the market. Excuse me. So we have to test to ensure the security is met before we launch the product. And in terms of performance testing, so what is performance testing? So performance testing is, once you load something into a browser, it needs to load within 5 seconds. So for that, you need a tool to verify whether the performance criteria is met. So we can use Apache JMeter or load testing, load runner for verifying the performance of the system. So any queries until now? All right. So the next slide is software testing trends. So I'm going to give you a brief idea about different testing trends. So currently the market is more towards the big data, because there is a lot of data which is generated in testing, because to test one application, you need a lot of data, and even your mobile devices generate a lot of data. So let's take an example. If in a supermarket, if there is a customer is walking in, and the system will automatically recognize the customer is walked into the system, and it will give you a lot of different varieties of products to your interest, and you can pick whatever the products. So a recent example of this is Amazon Go. So Amazon Go is launched in the US, and right now it is top trending. So all the retailers want to adapt a way wherein your big data is used for your testing. So big data is a top trend in the market, and followed by artificial intelligence and machine learning. And we have a lot of testing like IoT testing, RFID testing, and robotics, and point of sales. So I will give you the brief overview in the upcoming slides. So this is about manual testing and automation testing. So there is always a communication that manual testing is going to be replaced with automation testing, but I would definitely not say that, because manual tester is needed for any application or any team. Even though you have automation testing, you need a manual tester to perform your scenario and write the script. So what you need to do is you should be a master of automation testing as well as a manual tester expertise in any domain. Say for example healthcare, or your digital or e-commerce testing. You have to be an expert in everything. And I would like to say a quote here, like a fool with a tool is still a fool. So it doesn't matter if you have an automation tool, but what you need is a knowledge to automate the system. So I would recommend you to explore some automation testing tool like Selenium or Catalan Studio, and just make sure whether you are able to understand it better. So the next is the Internet of Testing. So I would like to give an example of here. Let's take like 5 years back, we don't have any watches. Right now, I'm wearing a smartwatches. So everything is connected in the world. It is connected from your TV. It is connected to your watch. It is connected even to your car. Right now, we have a lot of cars in the market, which is going to be even it is a self-driven car. So everything is going to be connected together, and you can connect the AC, or even the cooking is also nowadays connected. You can connect the Instapot and set a timer. So once you set a timer, let's take 10 p.m. I want the food to be heated. So what you can connect it to the watch and just say a command. Then what it will do is it will heat the cooker at the correct time. So everything is connected. So you have to test whether all the application is connected, all the interfaces is working fine in IoT testing. So this is a very top level trending topic in 2020. The next is AI and machine learning. So artificial intelligence and machine learning. So artificial intelligence is about the code will do the intelligence. I mean, the code will be run so that it will make decisions instead of you. So sorry, there was some question. All right. So let's continue. So the code will be written so that it will make decisions for you. So I hope everyone has a Netflix or Amazon Prime. So if you go into Netflix or Amazon Prime, what it does is it will read all your interest, and it will give some recommendation. So all the recommendation is based about in the machine learning. So the system will learn what you like and what you don't like, and it will show you whatever the data that you want to see. So even for example, yesterday I was discussing with my wife about something, and finally in my Facebook there is some feed. So it is all about the machine learning and algorithm that runs behind the system, and it gives you the data in front. So this is a top trending market in 2020. And there are a lot of testing activities related to this. So you have to ensure whether all your algorithm runs properly and all the data is available. The next is big data testing. So in terms of big data testing, we have a lot of sources. So what you need to do is the simple thing. You have to be take care of extraction of data, then how your data is being transformed, and how your data is being loaded. So you have to test all the source point and destination point to make sure your system is able to handle a massive amount of data. So in terms of traditional databases, we'll not be able to validate a lot of data. So in terms of big data testing, we have Hadoop and we have Pig and Spark. There are a lot of different tools in the market wherein you can load your data and you can do some transformation, and then you can generate some reports to understand and make decisions. So big data is being used in a lot of decision making system. And this is a very trending topic, mobile testing. Right now, we are using mobile for everything. So we have to ensure whether the mobile testing is done properly, because not only your mobile testing, there are a lot of, you can test the device testing. So you can test the battery quality, or you can also check the camera quality. So these are all comes under the mobile testing area. So when I was working in Amazon, so I used to test Amazon devices. So in Amazon devices, we test the battery level and whether the performance is all fine and working. And if there is any camera quality, we all check that. So in terms of mind map, the areas, what we can do is we can check the network level. So whether how our application is loaded in a 2G, and right now we are going to launch into 5G. So 5G is a top trend in the market. So currently we are slowly migrating from 4G to 5G. So we'll be testing a lot of different network bandwidth, to test whether the whole application is all working. And if you're seeing any error before you go live, so we can use this mind map to test about different areas like the hardware or the network or even the performance of the mobile. So mobile testing is also a top trending in the market. And have you wondered like how you test a lot of different devices in the market, because you will not have a lot of devices, uh, because in a current team we have only 5 or 6 devices, but what we do is we load all the devices into the cloud. So you will be having a URL like this wherein you can load all your mobile devices. You can select whatever the devices you want, and then you can record and replay. So once you do a record, it will replay in all the devices that you have selected. So likewise, you can find the defect, whether it is particular to Android or iOS. You can use this mobile cloud platform. So this is also a top trending trend in the market. The next one is the RFID testing. So I will give you an overview of RFID testing before we move into a video. So these, what you see here is the RFID tags. So, so these tags will be in our clothes. When you buy a new clothes, it will be in the tag. These tags will be it is having a small chip. So what does the small chip will do? It will recognize the EAN and the product code, whether it is a size medium or a size large, and what is the price of the product. Every small information can be put into this small chip. So using this scanner, you can read all the tags and you can count the stock. So in the olden days, what we do is in the supermarket, there is an employee who will manually count all the products. Like he will manually take all the stock count, whether every stock is there, or what are the stock that you need to replenish. Whether you because in the stock room there will be a lot of products, and in the sales floor there will be only limited products. So what every time and every day, one employee will used to go into stock room and fetch all the product and then come into sales floor, so that whenever the customer walks in, he finds the product. So with this technology, what we can do is you can check the availability of the products. You can just scan and say whether this product is available and which is not available. And also in the warehouses, this is used. So in the warehouses, if there is any shipment that is done, what we in the olden days, what we do is we manually count whether, let's take, we are shipping green cloth 10 quantities, and red t-shirt like 50 quantities. Manually they will count everything together, so it will cost a lot of time and effort and resources to count all these products. So using RFID, what we now do is we just simply scan it, and the system will say whether how many products you have, how many green t-shirt you have, and how many red t-shirt you have. So currently I'm working with RFID technologies for a retail company. So we'll set up all the tags. So once you set up a tag, it will say this product is available and this is not available, and which product is coming to the store, and which product is coming from one store to another. All you can monitor using this cloud platform. So I will show you a quick video. Just a minute. Are you able to hear the sound?
Subramanian, you can increase the volume. No,
Sorry,
you can
sir?
increase. You can increase the volume.
Okay. So I hope the video explains about all the testing that is done. So basically, one staff will do a round of scanning, and immediately all the stock count will be updated so that the system is proper. So we use a lot of RFID testing for our project. And in terms of advantage, it is very small. The chip is very small in size, and it is very cost saving. And the time is, because massive amount of time is being saved using this RFID chip. So basically, previously, what in the stock in the stock shop, what they used to do is they used to count for like 4 hours. And right now, what we have is, using the scanner, we are counting only within 20 minutes. So that is a massive amount of reduction in time. So if you're interested, you can explore about RFID testing. And right now, I believe in Chennai, a lot of RFID is used in the supermarket and even the toll. So in the toll, if you have a RFID scanner, what it does is it will automatically open the toll, and your amount will be reduced based on your usage. And the next is the point of sales machine. So what you're seeing here is the point of sale machine. Uh, it is called a till, and it is having a till drawer. So in the supermarket, once you walk into the store and if you fetch any products, they will just scan with this. And we do a lot of testing in the POS machine just to make sure whether the product is correct, whether the product quantity is correct, whether the till receipt is generated properly, and whether the card machine or the tender exchange, uh, whether the correct amount is being debited. We test a lot of things in the point of sale machines. And the next one is the robot speaking. So robot speaking. So nowadays everything is being automated. So previously there used to be even in Chennai right now with all this COVID thing, we are running a drone. So the drone will spray the chemicals. So everything is being automated and it is done by a machine. So in terms of robotics, it is picking up in the warehouses. So earlier in the times where in the olden times, what we do is we manually walk into a massive store like this, a warehouse like this, and fetch every product, and it is very time consuming. So right now, what we have is the robots. See, what robot does is based on your algorithm. What it will do, it will go into a different rack and it will find the product and it will automatically pick the product. And yeah, a station member, what you'll do, you'll just scan the product and you'll just pick it. So this is very time it is reducing a lot of time and it is saving a lot of. But one of the downside is a lot of labors or got rid of all this robotics. So we'll see a short video about the robotic speaking. So this is the robots picking in the warehouses. So last week I went to the warehouses and we were testing all these robots. So the what the robot does is it will automatically go and pick the products. And right now in our project, what we are doing is we are using this for returns. So once the customer has returned the product, what we do is using this station, it will carry all the return products in. It will automatically place in the warehouse. So if the item is not faulty, what it does is it will automatically, when the next customer orders, it is automatically replenish that stock for the different customer. So if you're Amazon Prime customer, what it does is it will quickly identify the products. Once you place an e-commerce order, it will run an algorithm and it will pick your product and it will automatically does the replenishment. So it saves a lot of time and money and uh, for investing in all the robots. So this is a top trend in the market. And in terms of advantage, it is a huge. The disadvantage, it is a huge cost because the robot sometimes it will not work because right now only it is trending. So the lot of investment has to be done is the main disadvantage of this. But the advantage is the time and cost is saved because very quickly your product will be picked and it will be delivered to you. So this is the main advantage of robotics. And right now in the market we have a lot of drone operation as well. So in Amazon US, what you see here is a small drone. So that will pick your product and it will automatically fly through your window and it will drop the product. So but due to the security concern, it is not launched into a variety of regions. So currently only in Amazon US it is operational. And we also have Google glasses and everything is going to be robotics. Even your whatever the car that you're driving, it is going to be a self-driven car. So in the future it's all moving into the robotics platform. So I would strongly encourage the students to, if they're interested, uh, do some projects in robotics because even in Chennai a lot of robotics are picking up. The Anna University is being tied because a lot of drone have been used for spraying the chemicals. So if anyone is interested, I would strongly recommend you to do some robotic projects, and it is going to be a future in the market. So I have finished my slide in the testing. So the next one that I planned is startup thinking. So what is startup thinking like? Right now we have a lot of different projects, and we have Make in India scheme. So wherein you can launch a product from India if your product is innovative. So I would advise everyone or the faculty to encourage the students, to think to think an innovative product rather than working for a big company. So because once you think something innovative, you can own a company and you can run a own company. So I would encourage all the participants or all the students to think some innovative product. So first the step is to think the problem. So you have to think what is a problem and what is a solution that you're going to offer, and how different this solution is going to be from the rest of the project. So once you have all those questions and have your answers, you have to ask why, what, and when question. So why do you need this project, and what is the purpose of this product in the market? So you have to, right now, as you've seen, there is a lot of gaming addict. So I hope everyone has played Ludo King. So Ludo King is a startup company which is like launched 5 years back, but right now only it has been picked up. So because sometimes it takes time, but right now it is the top in the market. So you have to encourage the startup thinking and Make in India scheme, because rather than working for many companies, you have a lot of talent. So you have to utilize your talent, to just think of something different and innovative and launch the product. So once you have your idea, and you have to do a lot of research. So because you are investing your time and money to launch a product, so you have to do a lot of research activities to check whether you have a similar application, and you have to go to Google Play Store or App Store, or whatever the project that you're going to launch, you have to do a proper research. So once you have your research done, then you can do iterative model. So you can launch one feature at a time and then get feedback. And once the the application is good, you can then talk to others. So you can discuss with like-minded people and just compare how your product is different and what it is offering and how different it is from rest of your products. So once you have all these done, then you can launch it in the market. And once you launch it, you have to have some investors. So what you do is to have a pitch desk wherein you say that your product is going to be outstanding and it is going to have a huge revenue. So once you have your revenue model, then you can market your product. So once you market your product and uh, you can launch the product and market, or you can do a pre-marketing activity and then launch a product. So once you launch a product, and you have to get a lot of feedback from it, and you have to learn lessons from it, whether how different it is a product, and whether it is going to be utilized in which sector, because right now hospital industry is moving. So before the COVID has hit us, so we don't have all this online video tutorials or online. We don't use it a lot. So right now we are using Zoom, we are using Google Hangout, everything we are going online. So we have to think a product so that is very different, and uh, you have to launch it in a way that is very useful and it is hot in the market. So I would encourage everyone to start thinking something innovative in a way that is going to be a change in the market. So rather than the just mimicking the old existing product like share chat or something, you have to think something new which is not in the market, and you have to launch the product. So so this is about startup thinking. So I would like to discuss a lot with the students, but right now the students are busy, so I will not be in a position to discuss it briefly about what is startup thinking. And if there are any questions, I would recommend you to contact me in the email, and I can help you if there are anything that can be done. And these are the references and disclaimer that I've taken some of the slides from Google, and I mean some of the pictures and videos from Google, like the video from Amazon. And thank you for joining the session. And are there any questions? I'm happy to help you out.
And participants, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat too, or you can directly unmute and you can communicate. In Subramanian, in chat window, you can have a question: how we can stop of misuse of RFID?
Yeah, so in terms of misusing of RFID, what you can do is, the a certain you can set up a certain limit. Like if there are any card transaction, you can set up a limit. So right now in the UK, we can only do like 30 pounds card transaction. So once you tap it, and it will not do more than 50 pounds. So it is all about a risk factor. In every technology, there is some way of risk. So it is all depends on how minimal the level of risk is. Yeah, so in terms of how we can set limits, it is up to the provider. So if your card provider can set up your limit, or you can customize your limit, if you can take a lot of risk, but most people will not be able to take a lot of risk. So basically, it is dependent upon your bank provider. You can set up the limits. So right now we have a lot of big data testing certification. So what you can do is, big data is not just one single thing. So it is made up of a lot of algorithms. You have to do R statistics, and you have to be good in mathematics as well. So you can explore Hadoop and SQL tools to understand big data.
Apart from adding to this, I want to add a single point over here. Using a big data as well as the Hadoop tool. So instead of using the Hadoop tool, now the other programming language like Scala, which it has been entered into the picture, and Apache Spark with the Scala, it does a good job if we compare with an Hadoop. So in recent 2 to 3 years, the Apache Spark with the Scala, which is booming up. Just this thing I want to refer to you.
Thank you, sir.
And any more queries? Okay, right. Then we can end up this session formally.
Okay.
I would like to thank Subramanian Anatharaman for accepting our invitation to deliver the lecture on this 5 days faculty development program. I would also like to thank Sonia Jennifer Ryan, my student who has been involved indirectly to have this 5 days FDP event. And thank you for all the participations. There is participant. Tomorrow we will be having this session by 9:50 a.m. Not by 11. We will be having this session at 10 to 11. So you'll be planned to join the session by 9:50 a.m. And thank you for all the participants who have participated today. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sonia.
And thank you.